Welcome back again. This is part 3 of my enlightenment series on Ntsa Kenya. Enlightenment on Ntsa Kenya. I'm still addressing to whoever is in charge of the Ntsa Kenya, and that is Nation Kondiwa. Mr. Nation Kondiwa, what you talked on Citizen TV, we are still reacting to you. We want to tell you that we know much more than you do. Kenya belongs to us. Kenya belongs to the citizens of this country. Kenya doesn't belong to you alone by yourself. To manage Ntsa Kenya like a village, your own home village. You should know that most Kenyans are intellectuals. You think you know much, but you don't know nothing. Okay? And therefore, I'm still reacting to what you said, what you tried to explain to us on Ntsa Kenya. Okay? Today, I want to speak on presidential escort. If you really know what is transportation, when it comes to road transportation mode, and when now presidential escort comes in, my point is this: there are things black Africans from Africa, especially Kenya, they imitate without checking certain conditions to be in place. Okay? Somebody introduced a presidential escort. I'm not against that. I'm not against the presidential escort, because these are some of the things that Africans, black people like you and me, we don't use logic. When we introduced, whoever introduced the presidential escort, 100%, I support you. You have to take care of your president. You have to love your president. That's very true. But now, here is my question about the presidential escort. Anywhere else in the world, countries in the world, which introduced presidential escort on their roads, you know what they do? Those who are in charge of presidential escort, they run ahead to pull over all other civilian cars on the side of the road. Okay? They pull over anyone who is on the way of the presidential escort. And I support that 100%. Now, let me talk about Kenya. This country, Kenya, of black Africans. You keep on imitating things. You introduce things in this country without first thinking about the conditions, factors that will affect whatever you introduce in the country. Ntsa Kenya, Mr. Nation Kondiwa, here is my submission to you again. We don't have shoulder parking on the Kenyan roads. Let me repeat again. I'm a Kenyan. I have never been anywhere, but I seem to be well informed than the government officials like you, Mr. Nation. We don't have pull over shoulder Unakuta li mwanaume linakimbia na Subaru kuambia mimi eti ni pull over, kuna presidential escort inapita. I pull over where? Where do I pull over? Yani unataka niingie kwa ditch? I'm asking you, whoever is in charge of presidential escort, do you mean wakati unakimbia na hiyo tumbo yako kubwa kuambia watu epu ingia kando, kuingia kando wapi? There is no shoulder where someone can pull over so that the presidential escort can be given way. So when you Kenyan, a black man in Kenya, Mwafrika mweusi, you copy something from developed countries, okay? Why don't you improve your roads first? Why don't you improve the roads? Mukenya Mwafrika, honestly, Mr. National Kondiwa, okay? Roads in Kenya are very narrow. Hakuna penye unaweza kupull over alafu to pave way for presidential escort ili wapite. So unataka mimi citizen wa Kenya niingie kwa ditch? Let me promise you, sitoki barabarani. The only thing I can do is to slow down, and I will stop on my lane. Once I stop on my lane, come and arrest me. Alafu uniambie ulikuwa unataka ni pull over where? There is no shoulder. Wakenya, okay? Those who are in charge of transportation and roads, okay? Wakati unapopeana contractor to construct the road, why don't you also include shoulder? Every country, they have shoulder parking. They have a shoulder pullover. When a police stops you, you pull over on the side. There is a place where you can pull over, and it's tarmacked. But in Kenya, hakuna hiyo. Na wewe ambaye unafanya na presidential escort, unaniambia niingie kwa ditch. Come on, are you using logic? Unatumia common sense? Why would you endanger my life? Why? Mr. National Kondiwa, you sound so much theoretical than practical approach. Okay? Whatever you discussed on TV, I'm responding to it. Hati nimeshatembea. Umeshatembea nchi gani bwana? Kama ulitembea nchi yenye ulitembea, ukuona shoulder, ukuona there's a road, like a service road. There is always a service road on the left and on the right. Always. Every road. So when a police even stops you, you pull over to the service road. And that road is meant that if the ambulance is coming behind me, I pull over to the shoulder so that to pave way for the ambulance and for presidential escort. Lakini mtu mweusi Mkenya ambaye unafanya na presidential escort, eti unaniambia niingie kwa ditch. How can I go into the ditch? Niharibu suspension ya gari yangu. Alafu kesho nikienda Ntsa kufanya inspection, naambiwa suspension yako haiko sawa. Na nilibabaishwa na presidential escort nikaingia kwa ditch. Ndio nikaharibu my suspension of my car. Kenya government, officials of Kenya, why don't you use logic? You must have certain things in place before you reinforce the law. Let me repeat, Mr. National Kondiwa, you must have certain factors or conditions in place before you start reinforcing that law. That is how the law will work. You hear me? NTCA, wale watu ambao mnafanya kwa hiyo department, mpelekwe shule, mfundishwe, mjue ni nini unafanya kwa hii Kenya. Hatukukuwa tunaongea. You see, I have never sijawahi kuongea about NTCA Kenya. But because of what you said on national TV, I'm responding to it. And I think right now you are beginning to think you are doing something wrong. You are not using common sense. Now, remember you said you are looking Kenya to have 0 accidents. That there are countries you traveled to, ziko na 0. Japan, 0 accident. I don't know which country with 0 accident. My man, let me tell you this. Those countries, they first checked on certain conditions before they started reinforcing that law. In every highway, on the shoulder of the road, there is a place where you can pull your car. Even if the brakes of a car fails, you have somewhere where you can pull your car to, so you won't cause accident. How are you gonna have 0 accident in Kenya? Come on, man. How are you reasoning? There is no shoulder pullover in the Kenyan roads. If a car loses control, okay, I will pull over to the side. I would pull over to the shoulder, in other words. Okay? If I'm driving from Nairobi to Kisumu, the highway, it should have a shoulder. If anything happens, I can pull over. But in Kenyan roads, hakuna. And you are telling me, nitapeleka gari yangu for inspection. Na hizo potholes zote siko on the shoulder. I will take a picture nitume kwa nini? I will take a picture and send it to Ntsa TV. Niwaonyeshe shoulders of Kenya roads, how they look like. Na hapo hizo shoulders ndio watu wa presidential unit wanakimbia na hiyo magari yao hayana number plate kuambia mwananchi wa Kenya, ebu songa, ebu toka kwa barabara. Nitoka kwa barabara niende wapi bwana? Wakenya wenzangu, wacha niwachanue. Ukiona magari ya presidential escort, usiingie kwa ditch. Simama hapo kwa hiyo lane. Mahali upo. Simama, hiyo watu watafute njia ya kupita. Because the reason ni kwamba you don't have a shoulder to pull over your car. So unapoleta hiyo presidential escort kwa barabara za Kenya, how do you expect, where do I pull over my car? There is no shoulder parking. There is no shoulder where I can pull over my car so that presidential escort can, yes, I want to obey the law. Okay? Mr. Nation, whoever gave you the job, murudishie hiyo kasi. Mwambie, hii kasi haifanyiki. If this is the condition of the roads, mwambie, haifanyiki bwana. Tell whoever appointed you to be in charge of NTCA, go back and tell him, the conditions of roads in Kenya cannot enable me to reinforce this law. And give him some reasons. Miaka ngapi imepita tangu Kenya iattain independence? They don't want to think and use logic. That any contractor ambaye anapewa construct road construction, every road, it should have a shoulder. It should have a side road that anyone can pull over. If a police you pull me over, mahali ninaona ni kubaya, I won't stop. Believe me. Wakenya, wacha ni wachanue. If a police officer pulls you over, ameinua mkono, na mahali hapo awacha tengeneza where you can pull over your car, usisimame. Keep going. Keep going. How do you expect me, a police officer, to pull over where there is no good road ambayo nita pull over alafu niharibu suspension ya gari yangu? Alafu kesho nikienda Ntsa inasemekana suspension yako sio nzuri, imefail. Whose responsibility? Why would I pull over my car in the ditch? Why will I pull over my car to the ditch? Police officers wa Kenya, if you want me to pull over, make sure where you are raising your hand, there is a shoulder road that I can pull over smoothly. My safety is important, Mr. Police Officer. Ntsa, my safety is important. I'm not going to stop. Wakenya wote, wacha ni wachanue. Ukipata polisi kwa kona, mahali pabaya, hakuna mahali ya kupull over. Don't pull over. Do not pull over. Keep going. Alafu, take a picture of that place. Let them take me to court. I will challenge you in court. 30 police officer. Nikuulize maswali. Why would you stop me to pull over where there is no shoulder? Ulienda training gani you as a police officer? Make sure wherever you are standing to raise your hand for a car to stop, make sure there is no ditch. Lakini kukikuweko na ditch, siwezi. Actually nikistop, nitachukua picha wewe na mahali hapo. I'm going to sue you. Na sitaongea. Anything that you are going to tell me, I'm not going to answer. Nitaongojea uandike ticket, whatever you do, but I will challenge you in court. Wakenya, makinika bwana. Wakenya wenzangu ambao muko na magari, makinika. Polisi anapo kupull over, mahali hakuna shoulder, don't pull over. It's endangering my life. It's endangering the lifespan of my car. Hiyo gari I worked hard to buy that car. That's why niko barabarani. And that's why I'm trying to be compliant with the law. But huwezi kuni pull over anywhere. And when you pull me over, you have to tell me the reason why you pulled me over. The first question nitakuuliza, officer, good morning, good evening. Why did you pull me over? Uniambie, you have to tell me before even you inspect my car. Kabla hata aja ujaenda ya kunini, I have a right. It's my right. You are violating my right. You have to tell me first thing. Unisalami, uniambie, habari yako, good morning ama good evening, ni respond nzuri. Sasa officer, kwa nini? Why did you stop me? I stopped you, I'm checking this and this and that. Mambo ngapi? Mawili ama matatu. Nimekupull over because nataka kuinspect 1, your insurance, number 2, kitu fulani, number 3, kitu fulani. Okay? Okay. And then I will let you inspect my car. But Kenya police, you pull us over, you don't give the reason. You are violating my right. I have a freedom of movement, I have freedom of going anywhere, and I have freedom of speech, freedom of doing anything that I want within the law. So, if you are stopping me, you must give me the reason. You must have them ready. Ukinistop, niambie nimekustop, mzee, nimekusimamisha, kuna mambo ninafuatilia. Gani? Moja ni hii. Ya tatu, ya 4 ni hii, ya 5 ni hii, basi ndio uendelee. Huwezi kunisimamisha tu uanze kuenda round ya gari yangu kutafuta makosa. Tell me the reason. What are you trying to reinforce? Kuna gari imeibiwa kama yangu, si uniambie. Niambie gari yenye imeibiwa inafanana exactly kama hii. Kwa hivyo ninataka nijue kama gari ni hii ama sio hiyo. I will let you. Police officers in Kenyan roads, you must have some reasons why you are stopping a car. And another thing, Mr. Nation Kondiwa, I want to give you some insights, which I know NTSA Kenya, you don't think, you don't reason for them. Now, listen to me. If mimi niko na gari ya matatu inafanya Nairobi Eldoret or Nakuru Nairobi, you should know, they should know, the police should know how many vehicles sa PSV ambazo ni matatu sinafanya Nakuru Nairobi. Kama alisimamisha hiyo gari asubuhi, okay? Kama polisi alisimamisha hiyo gari asubuhi kwa hiyo siku, nafikiri imetosha. Let me repeat this. NTSA, ebu sikia. Magari yenye nafanya Nakuru kwenda Nairobi, polisi wameshajua. Actually they know those vehicles. Those public vehicles for public transportation. They know them. Okay? Kama anajua gari yangu PSV, gari fulani Wareng, kuna zingine zinaitwa sijui nini, classic, anajua hizo magari. Kama ameshakagua hiyo gari asubuhi ama kwa hiyo siku, kwamba hiyo gari iko na insurance, si ndio? Hiyo gari iko na insurance, iko na inspection. Kwa nini aisimamishe tena safari ya pili wakati inatoka Nairobi? Mr. Nation Kondiwa, nauliza serikali ya Kenya government. I'm asking the police in Kenya. These vehicles that operate matatu on the Kenyan roads, okay? Umeshaona hiyo gari last week ilikuwa kwa hiyo barabara, na ni gari na commute kwa hiyo barabara every day. Why will you stop me today na kesho mimi ni mtu wa matatu tena you stop me for what? Na hiyo gari unaijua kwamba iko na inspection sticker, iko na insurance, okay? Why are you stopping that hiyo classic kwa barabara? Why? Let me help the government of Kenya. If you want to scrap corruption on Kenyan roads, listen to me. Wakenya wenzangu, hawa watu ambao ni police inspectors, okay? Kama muna government of Kenya, if you want to scrap corruption on Kenyan roads, listen to me carefully. Go and implement this immediately. Magari zote which are operating Kisumu to Kericho or Nairobi, hii magari inajulikana. In fact, even you don't need to stand on the road. Enda mahali kwa stage, utapata hiyo gari, utazipata. Angalia, iko na PSV, whatever it's ambayo inatakiwa, requirements. Iko na sticker, ndio. Iko na insurance, ndio. Why are you stopping that Aki Kenya, Mwafrika. Polisi mweusi, wewe uko kwa Kenyan roads. Umejua gari hii ya matatu inafanya kwa mahali fulani kwenda Nairobi kutoka Nakuru. Iko na insurance na iko na inspection sticker. Kwa nini tena kesho unaisimamisha? Why are you raising your hand for those vehicles? Okay, wacha nikupe benefit of doubt. Let me give you a benefit of doubt, Mr. Police Officer in Kenya. This is what you are supposed to do. Listen to me carefully. Whenever you raise your hand, matatu isimame. Usiende kwa driver. Don't go to the driver. That vehicle, kama niko nyuma, me as a passenger, it belongs to me until I get off to my destination. Police officer, you are supposed to come to where we are. Not to the driver, not to the manamba ya hiyo gari. You come to where we are. Una apologize kwa sisi. Unatusalamia, unasema wananchi wa Kenya mjambo. Nimesimamisha hii gari yenu kwa sababu ya mambo fulani mawili. Nilikuwa na check kama iko na excess. Lakini nimeona haina excess. Si ndio, officer? Don't even talk to the driver. Do not talk to the driver. NTSA Kenya, tell your people they should not talk to the driver. Talk to the people who are the passengers. Why you stopped that matatu? Hii Kenya tutaiweka laini walai. Tukikubaliana. Kenya will come, will go on the right track. Kwa hivyo, any police officer on Kenyan road, kama ulisimamisha hiyo gari, hiyo ya classic, ukajua ako na insurance, ukaangalia iko insurance. Na hiyo gari, it's commuting along that road every day. Every day. Umejua iko na insurance na iko na sticker ya inspection. Tell me. Tell me, Mr. Nation, let me ask you. Why that police officer stopped that classic? Gari ya classic. Anajua, amesijua. They know them. Because they are always on the road. They know, hii gari ni ya Nakuru. Hii gari ni ya Nairobi. Ina commute kwa hiyo barabara kila siku. Tell me, Mr. Nation. Kondiwa. Tell me, officer, tell me, come on. Speak to me, man. Speak to me. Unanijua. Umenijua mimi naendesha gari hiyo ya matatu kwa hiyo barabara kila siku. Why do you stop me? Why did you stop me? Kwa nini? Why did you raise your hand? If you raise your hand, enda uko nyuma. Mahali wenye wamekomboa hiyo gari. Uwaambie, nimesimamisha nyinyi, ninatafuta kama kuna excess kwa hii gari. You are wasting time for the economy of this country. Polisi wa Kenya, if you stop me, most of you know me. Munanijua. I'll be asking you, why did you stop me? Why? You have to tell me exactly what you are up against. Wacha kuinua mikono barabarani. Okay? Kama tunataka kutoa corruption Kenya hii. Another thing. Wakenya wenzangu, wacha tuchanuane sasa. Kama inaenda kukua mbaya, wacha ikue mbaya. Mambo ni hivi. Unapoambiwa unapeleka gari yako inspection, kwanza hakuna barabara Kenya. Most roads on Kenyan roads, highways, tuseme from Eldoret to Kisumu, ni potholes kila mahali. ni potholes. How do you expect mtu ya NTSA hey, gentlemen of NTSA, Mr. Kondoi wa Nation, how do you expect gari ipite inspection na kuuliza hata kama imepita inspection, hata kama imepita inspection na kuuliza, tumia, calibrate your brain and use common sense. How do you expect hiyo gari last longer on these Kenyan roads zenye hazijatengenezwa? Rekebisha barabara bwana. Wacha kuenda kwa nini kwa Citizen TV kuongea theory. What you talked there on TV is just a theory. It can't work. I'm looking to have 0 accident in Kenya. No. Even you are not safe. Mr. Nation, Kondiwa, you are not safe. Na hiyo gari yako ya Prado ama ya wherever, whichever car ambayo unaendesha, you are not safe either. Because hakuna mahali utapull over kwa shoulder in case of anything. Unaposimamishwa na polisi, hakuna mahali utapull over. Hakuna, there is no shoulder you can pull over. Na hii serikali ya Kenya, ya hii watu weusi, munapopeana contractor atengeneze barabara highway fulani kwenda mahali fulani, ebu nikuulize, do you also include the shoulder? Kenya, Wakenya, you keep on imitating things from developed countries. You try to implement them kwa NTSA, things that are not practical, that it can't work. Okay? Wakati unapopeana contractor atengeneze barabara kutoka Nakuru kwenda Kisumu, do you, ebu nikuulize, whoever is in charge, huyu Mwafrika, black man, do you also include the shoulder that it should be there, both sides, on the left and the right? Nakuuliza, Mr. Nation, whoever is in charge of transportation, whoever is in charge ya kupeana contractor, do you also include shoulder, both sides? No? Hiyo ni common sense bwana. How do you expect to have zero accident on Kenyan roads mahali barabara mbili zinaenda hivi? One road inaenda hivi na ingine inakuja hivi. Hiyo ni sawa kama sio highway. I'm telling you the truth. Kama sio highway, hiyo ni sawa. One road going that way, another one coming. Munaangaliana, hakuna shida. Speed limit inakuanga maybe 40, 30 kwa sababu hiyo ni local. We call them back roads. Mimi ni Mkenya, but I'm well informed. If you go on the internet, if you read books, we call those roads back roads. Yani back roads. Lakini highway, asiangaliani. Wa Kenya, the government of Kenya, let me educate you. On any highway in the world today, as I'm speaking on this video, on any highway, asiangaliani, hakuna oncoming traffic on the highway. Ebu mukarange hiyo vichwa zenu, mufikirie vile mutatengeneza. Hakuna, I'm telling you. In Africa, you introduce things without making sure that conditions can allow. Presidential escort, okay? Barabara mbili, moja kanatoka pande ule na mimi niko hivi. Alafu unaniambia songa huko nje, niingie kwa ditch in my own country. Niingize gari yangu kwa ditch, ifunje suspension ama ifunje thyroid ama zile vitu shock observers sifunje. Nikienda for inspection ninaambiwa gari yako haikupita. Na wewe ndio ulinisukuma nikaingia kwa ditch. Na wewe serikali ya Kenya, wewe ndio ulipeana contractor ikaconstruct hiyo barabara, hakuna shoulder. Mahali magari we pull over, alafu presidential iende tu nywe. Come on. Hao watu mlienda shule gani? Which school did you go to? Bako kapata hiyo engineer that you are an engineer. Engineer ya roads. Man, road engineer. Road engineer? Come on. Ulisoma nini? Ulisoma nini na kuuliza? Kenya government, kama mnajenga barabara, jenga kidogo kidogo. Kidogo kidogo that you can afford. Kwa nini alafu unajenga kitu mrefu make sense? Wakazi presidential escort inapita, unataka mtu aingie kwa mtaro. Alafu kesho akienda kufanya inspection gari yake ilifunjika. Common sense. Man up. Let's shape this country. Kuna kulala kwingi. People are sleeping and introducing things which don't work. Before you start reinforcing the law, Mwafrika, Mkenya mwenzangu, Mwafrika mweusi kama mimi, before you reinforce, we call it law enforcement.